I'm going to tell you a quick story. The first time I ever came to Thailand, I met my brother. He was traveling at the time, doing the old backpacker gig. I came, joined him for 2 weeks. We did a bit of traveling ourselves. And then I departed back to Korea where I was living during that period, and he continued to explore Thailand, went on to Vietnam. I think he ended up in Australia, but he then ended up back in the UK where he has been ever since, permanently. Of course, he's traveled elsewhere, but that's where he's been permanently ever since. At that time, I was living in Korea. I moved to Japan for 5 years, and then I ended up in Thailand too. And you have to remember that this period of time, there was no Instagram, there was no TikTok. YouTube was around, but not as prominent as it is today. We had Facebook where you would share your personal pictures to your friends, but the online ecosystem was very, very different. My brother's doing great back in the UK. He's married, he's got a kid, beautiful house, etc. Good job. And me, I'm still abroad. It wasn't planned, it wasn't intentional, it just ended up being that way. What started off as let's go abroad for an experience for a year or two, first of all, it snowballed into this unbelievable experience that I just couldn't get enough of. And then things happened which suddenly made this short-term experience much more permanent. And here I am now in Thailand with a wife, a baby, planning for the future. I want to clarify that for me, I didn't leave the UK to escape the West. Oh, I've got to get out of that shithole. I've got to start a new life. I'll sell everything, fuck it. I'm going to Thailand. That was never the case for me. I never intended to end up here. Things transpired somewhat organically that led me down this path. But as you go online nowadays, and not just online, when you actually speak to people in person, so many people nowadays are in a situation where they just wanted to get away from what they have left behind. It's almost like there's this feeling of desperateness that the West is finished and the East is the place to be. I've always questioned how true that is. I don't see myself as doing anything particularly special by being out here. That is the way my life has gone. But people who are back home who are frustrated with life, because I think there has to be this element of dissatisfaction to want to leave it all behind. I think they're getting bombarded more and more with these opportunities of just starting a new life elsewhere. Something that, yeah, I did. I left my old life behind to start a new life. It wasn't a long-term plan at the beginning. It is, as I say, turned into that. For me, it was much less cynical. It was more about the experience. It was more about experiencing something new as opposed to escaping something old. And I know people don't particularly like TikTok. I'm not an avid user, but everyone is entitled to do what they want as long as they are responsible for themselves. I've come out here, I've had to find a way to support myself, to save money, to move around, to take care of my family for the last 15 years straight. But I saw this one guy who his videos started popping up. I'm selling everything, I'm quitting my job, I'm moving to Thailand, I've already got a girlfriend out in Thailand. Fair play, mate, fair play, good luck to you. But then I noticed a few weeks later when he was in Thailand, he starts talking about how he has no money and how he wants people to subscribe to his content. And that is fucking crazy that somebody has come out here without sufficient savings, claiming to be broke, their words, not mine, seemingly have this mindset that they are entitled to have other people fund their new life through the content that they provide. I've been doing this for 5 years now, this YouTube channel, and it's grown a little bit in that time, but I've had a couple of restarts in the process, and I think that's stunted the growth of this channel. I'm sure there'll be some people saying, it's just not good videos, and that's fine if you're one of those people that expecting people to fund your lifestyle because you're not happy and because you have met a girl out in Thailand. I've met women from all around the world, literally all around the world in the last few years, and not once did I ever feel like I'm entitled to have my life funded. It's a bit crazy to me, and I think it's not really this guy's fault, because I think there's so many people on TikTok, on YouTube less so, but on TikTok especially, 60 seconds of videos selling the dream. My life is better than yours, your life is shit. Look at your view right now, gray skies, a dark street, blah, blah, blah. Look at my view, beautiful beach, beautiful sunset. I make those videos, but I've built that life myself. I've earned that life myself. And it's not fucking easy. It's not as easy as it seems. I would warn anyone who's being drawn in by these videos to just proceed with caution and be very careful about your long-term plans. People just think, oh, I'll just get 10,000 followers, I'll show people markets, I'll show people beaches, etc. And cool, if it works, it works. But when people are like, sorry guys, but we're gonna have to do some exclusive content, but you are gonna get to see some deep, intimate stuff. That is the world that these companies have created. And you know, I would love this channel to become bigger and more profitable, but you have to keep your dignity, in my opinion. You have to keep your self-respect in various ways. There's certain platforms where you can just throw your self-respect out the window and seemingly make millions of pounds. And I think that's a very sad and worrying part of this current modern society that I am raising a daughter in. I really do hope that this particular moment in time with regards to social media, with regards to the monetization of the personal brand, I really do hope it passes by and it's replaced by something else. AI, maybe. Once these people don't have to deal with people directly, the ones who have no talent, who have nothing to offer, will soon be replaced by a computer program. Anyone who's thinking of moving abroad right now, good luck to you. You know, I see so many people in Japan, in Korea nowadays, and they're basically sharing the experiences I have in the past. It's kind of difficult to see in a weird way, because you've been to so many places, when you've had so many experiences, so many chapters of life. I've spoken about this before. It can fuck with your head a little bit, and you see glimpses every day into your past because this content is being fed to you directly. This algorithm has figured out, I used to live in Korea, maybe I want to see a bit of that. I used to live in Japan, maybe I want to see a bit of that. I'm in Thailand right now, maybe I want to see a bit of that. They're funneling stuff at you all the time. And it can be challenging, but at least I've had those experiences. And opposite side of the coin is people who haven't had those experiences, people who feel like everybody's life is better than theirs. Well, I'll tell you, it's not all good. You have to be realistic, and there's certain people online who like to try and present a sense of realism, a sense of reality. That's what I try to do in these videos. And then there's other people who want to feed the fantasy, fuel the fantasy, reaffirming what people want to see. Now, I'm not a negative person. I think I'm very cynical. I kind of get it from my parents, I think. My dad, especially, when I speak to him, one of the first people who started saying to me, oh, UK is going down the shithole. And you know, you trust your parents in the sense of like, not like I'm gonna make my decision based on that statement, but you trust that your parents want the best for you. And he was one of the first people who sort of opened my eyes to the fact that like the UK seemed to be struggling, going in the wrong direction. And now you go online and it's basically all you see every single day if you are in that niche. Is it as bad as people make out? Don't know, not been there for years. But if you are there now and you're seeing videos online of people making this life looks so appealing to you and you're thinking of just saying, fuck it, let's get to the other side of the world, just be mindful of the fact that this life that you're craving, that you're desiring, that is your escape, might not be as good as the people you're seeing are making out either. It's a highlight reel, or maybe it's a true representation of their daily life. Who the hell knows?